Hey guys, what is going on? This is Pete on the beat. This video is inspired from my two previous uploads. In my previous uploads, in these videos, I talk a lot about the sleep, the quality of the sleep and that kind of stuff. So the main reason why I took a decision to put this video together is because I really want to give you guys some tips, some extremely helpful tips. All of these tips, they helped me to improve the quality of my sleep tremendously, and this of course helped me to adapt to the 1 meal a day plan and to everything basically. I truly believe that the sleep quality is vital, and before I start with the explications and the tips that I would like to share with you, I would like to point out and share with you a little detail that for a pretty long period of time I was one of these sleep deprived people and I didn't even knew it. I used to think that I do not consume a lot of calories throughout the day, and basically the reason for my fatigue, or what causes my fatigue, brain fog, and basically even depression, anxiety, that kind of stuff during the day is the fact that I do not consume enough calories, I do not take enough calories. But the real reason for this was the fact that I was massively sleep deprived, if I can put it like this. And here I would like to point out that you probably already know this: the time you spend in the bed, like the quantity that you sleep, does not equal the quality of your sleep. So when we talk about sleep quality and that kind of stuff, I would like to point out that the only thing that really matters, and this is the thing that you have to pay attention to if you really want to improve the quality of your sleep, is the two deepest phases of sleep. So do you enter these deep phases of sleep? I'm talking about the rapid eye movement and the slow wave sleep, aka the SWS. So if you're familiar with my other videos and that kind of stuff, then you're probably already familiar with the fact that I always try to do everything possible in my videos in order to help you understand that when you try to adapt to 1 meal a day plan or an intermittent fasting protocol and that kind of stuff, your biggest enemies are like the cravings, the hunger pains, all of the desire for food, and basically all of the foods which might trigger that kind of responses in your body. All of the foods that make you crave more food. If you eat something that make you like hungry on the next day, this is your biggest enemy. Well, the sleep deprivation is something that can produce the exact same effects. I hope you understand it, because this is extremely important. And there are a lot of situations out there that people are sleep deprived, they do everything possible, like they have the best diet based around whole foods, organic products, safe starches, healthy fats, completed proteins and that kind of stuff, and they crave food. And the main reason for this is because probably 95% of the time all these people are sleep deprived and they don't even know it. So in this video I would like to share with you a combination of tips that help me massively improve the quality of my sleep, and as I mentioned, this dramatically improved my ability to adapt fairly easy to the 1 meal a day plan. Basically it was extremely smooth transition, if I can put it like this. So without further ado, I would like to start with the first tip, and this is extremely obvious for a lot of people, but I really want to point this one out because it's extremely important. Develop a proper sleep habit. It's like develop a sleep routine or sleep ritual if you prefer. So what I mean by this is try to go to the bed during the same exact time on each and every day, and as well you should try to wake up on the next day during relatively the same time on each and every day. And the best way to do this is basically to set up alarms. I definitely encourage you to set up alarms for both. And the first alarm basically will remind you that you have to do this and you have to go to the bed during the right time, if I can put it like this. This is extremely important. Basically develop a whole sleeping routine, if I can put it like this. The second thing that I would like to recommend you is to try to avoid all types of blue whites. Basically the regular whites, the street whites, the whites in your house and that kind of stuff. Try to avoid all of these whites at least 1 hour before you go to the bed. This is again obvious for a lot of people, but a lot of people neglect this part, and this will definitely have a negative impact on their ability to get into the deepest phases of sleep. So the third thing that I would like to recommend you, probably I will disappoint a lot of people. I'll probably disappoint myself because I'm a huge lover of coffee. I always drink coffee throughout the day. I'm pretty picky to the choices of my coffee, to the sorts and the beans that I use. I always go with organic beans and that kind of stuff. But in the end of the day, if you overdo your caffeine later in the day, probably a lot of people can't handle it. Me personally, I definitely can't handle it. Believe it or not, to a certain extent, to a certain degree, this will not produce any negative side effects on the quality of my sleep and that kind of stuff. But a lot of people cannot tolerate that amounts of caffeine, especially later in the day. For example, if you're one of these people that have really hard time when it comes to going to sleep during night time, when you had a lot of coffee throughout the day, I definitely encourage you to reduce the amount of coffee that you drink, especially later during the day. I definitely encourage you to do this. This was a game changer for me. Me personally, I'm one of these people that I have really hard time to sleep on different noises, noisy environment, even if they're relatively quiet noises and that kind of stuff. They will definitely affect my ability to go to sleep easier and that kind of stuff. These are one of the cheapest. These are 3M and I'm pretty sure they're available in every local like drugstore or pharmacy all over the globe. It really doesn't matter what the brand is, it really doesn't matter what the model is. So now it's time to move to the next tip. Another game changer for me, believe it or not, sleeping mask. This was huge. This improved the quality of my sleep dramatically. If you really want to improve the quality of your sleep, especially if you're a polyphasic sleeper, especially if you're someone who uses a lot of naps like NASA power naps and that kind of stuff, I definitely encourage you to get your hands on one of these. This one is like the Dream Essentials Luxurious Mask. There are multiple colors available. I'm gonna put a link in the description box down below, and as long as I know, I bought this from Amazon. They're available on Amazon. Pretty inexpensive. Truth to be told, me personally, I definitely cannot imagine to have like above 85% or even like above 90% sleep quality on a day-to-day basis if I do not use this mask. And in the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what the brand is. You can go with other brand. There are multiple manufacturers like available on Amazon. They are a lot more expensive sleeping masks. It really doesn't matter what the color is. It's up to you, but get your hands on one sleeping mask if you really want to improve the quality of your sleep. This is extremely important. I highly recommend you this one. While I'm speaking about percentages and quality of sleep and that kind of stuff, this basically reminds me what the next tip is, and you probably already know what I'm about to say. I definitely encourage you to download this app. It's another game changer. Like, these are the ultimate tools for me for getting enough high quality sleep. So this free app, the Sleep Cycles, it is available for iPhone, and as long as I know, it's available for Android as well. So in order to get the best results with the Sleep Cycle app, when you track your sleep during nighttime, when you go to sleep and all that, definitely put your iPhone on airplane mode and basically set the alarm, and you're gonna be able to track your sleep on a day-to-day basis and make the proper adjustments. So the next tip that I would like to give you, you're probably already familiar with this, another free app. This time is for computers, screens, MacBooks. I'm pretty sure it's available for like iPads, tablets and that kind of stuff. So in order to give you a brief explication of how F.LUX works, I'm gonna put it like this. Basically, this is a filter. So this screen filter or light filter, if I can put it like this, actually adjusts itself accordingly to your location and the time during the day. So when you use F.LUX, your screen will not affect your eyes, and this will not prevent you to get into the sleep, because the regular screen without F.LUX, for me personally, this definitely can prevent me from getting high quality sleep and basically will mess up with my circadian rhythm. And this is another thing that you have to pay attention to. All the screens, lamps and lights in your house, it really doesn't matter, they definitely have the ability to mess up your biological clock. So the last thing that I would like to recommend you, and I'm gonna wrap the whole video up, is definitely have a certain amount of time before you go to the bed. For me, this personally is extremely hard because I always try to stay productive. So what I do basically is I stay in dark room, the darkest possible room. I avoid any kinds of red lights, lamps, even like little lights on things like refrigerator and that kind of stuff. I definitely feel they can affect my biological clock, so I try to stay away from all of these, and I stay in like the darkest possible room, and I use the F.LUX on my screen. So I definitely recommend you to give this application a try and see if it works for you. And the last tip, the real last tip that I would like to give you is try to sleep in the darkest possible room. Really try to sleep in the darkest possible room, but I would like to actually use this as an opportunity to add something, because I find this extremely important and I truly believe this one makes difference. So if you use some form of persians and that kind of stuff, this will give you the ability to get fresh air from an open window, but you are also gonna be able to avoid all the lights from the streets if you have this particular problem. Me personally, near where I live, there are a lot of street lights and that kind of stuff, so I try to avoid. So in the end of the video, I would like to add a tiny little detail. If you want to adapt to a sleep reduction protocol, this is great, and I definitely encourage you to use a sleep reduction protocol. Myself, I use sleep reduction protocols currently. Definitely prioritize the quality of your sleep, and if you're that type of individual and for you the only way to get the highest possible sleep is to use the 8-hour protocol with sleeping 8 hours per night, I definitely recommend you stick with it for quite a long time, for a period of time, until you're already able to get the highest possible quality sleep for you and you already feel great and that kind of stuff. And from there, when you already feel confident with all the sleeping rituals, masks, tools, and the things that I've recommended, or without them, when you already have that like high quality sleep, so then and only then you can start making adjustments in order to reduce the quantity of your sleep, but not the quality. So yeah guys, I think these are all of the tips that I wanted to share with you in this video. I hope everything I said makes sense to you. I hope I covered everything. I hope you find the video helpful and useful. If so, please don't hesitate to click on the thumbs up button down below. Maybe subscribe to my YouTube channel, maybe give me some comments down below, or even share the video. If you do this, I will be so happy. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for now. I would like to thank you for watching this video. Please stay tuned for more. Have a nice one. Peace, and I'm out.